Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and babbling brooks, there lived a young monk named Koji. Koji had always been deeply passionate about his spiritual journey, seeking enlightenment and inner peace. However, he found himself facing an unexpected challenge on his path, 5 elusive obstacles that seemed to pull him back whenever he took a step forward. The first obstacle was the weight of doubt that lingered in Koji's mind. As he meditated under the ancient Bodhi tree, doubt would whisper to him, questioning his abilities and the validity of his chosen path. Koji knew that doubt was a natural part of the human experience, but he also realized that it could hinder his progress if he allowed it to take root in his heart. One day, Koji decided to confront doubt head-on. He sat in silent meditation, acknowledging the doubts that arose within him. Instead of pushing them away, he observed them with detachment, like clouds passing in the sky. Gradually, the weight of doubt began to lift, and Koji felt a newfound sense of clarity. The first obstacle had been faced and overcome. The second obstacle was the chains of fear that bound Koji's spirit. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, and fear of judgment haunted his thoughts. These fears manifested as shadows that loomed over him, threatening to extinguish the light of his aspirations. Koji understood that fear was a product of the mind, a creation that could be dismantled through understanding and courage. With a determined heart, Koji embarked on a pilgrimage to the top of a nearby mountain. Along the treacherous journey, he faced his fears one by one. As he climbed higher, the air became thinner, mirroring the diminishing power of fear over his consciousness. When Koji reached the summit, he stood victorious, having broken the chains that had once held him captive. The second obstacle had been conquered. The third obstacle was the allure of attachment. Koji discovered that his heart clung to the familiar, to people, possessions, and even ideas. Attachment, like a seductive siren, enticed him to remain in the comfort of the known, preventing him from exploring the boundless possibilities that lay beyond. In a small garden near the monastery, Koji tended to a delicate bonsai tree. He observed how the tree thrived when given just the right amount of care and attention, yet withered when clung to too tightly. This realization served as a metaphor for the nature of attachment. Koji gradually released the grip of attachment, allowing the winds of change to sculpt the landscape of his life. The third obstacle had been unshackled. The fourth obstacle was the stream of distractions that diverted Koji's focus from the present moment. In the digital age, the constant bombardment of information and the allure of instant gratification threatened to pull him away from the serenity of the present. Koji understood that true peace could only be found in the here and now. To overcome this obstacle, Koji embarked on a silent retreat deep into the heart of the forest. Alone with nature, he disconnected from the outside world and embraced the simplicity of each moment. As the days passed, the symphony of the forest became his guide, leading him back to the core of his being. The fourth obstacle had been silenced. The fifth and final obstacle was the river of ego that flowed through Koji's consciousness. Like a powerful current, ego sought to assert itself, creating a false sense of superiority and separateness. Koji realized that ego was the last vestige of his illusionary self, the final barrier to true enlightenment. In the stillness of the monastery, Koji delved deep into self-inquiry. He questioned the nature of his ego and its origin. Through introspection, he discovered that ego was a construct of the mind, a mirage that obscured the unity of all things. As Koji let go of the need for recognition and validation, the river of ego slowly dried up. The fifth obstacle had been transcended. In the end, Koji emerged from these trials with a heart full of wisdom and a spirit unburdened by the 5 obstacles that had once pulled him back. The young monk continued his journey, not as one who had conquered the path, but as a humble traveler who had learned to dance with the ebb and flow of life. And so the story of Koji became a timeless parable, inspiring others to confront their own obstacles and discover the boundless potential that lay within.